Hello. Hi everyone. Welcome to some Kanban. We will have the Marty cam if he decides to lie down. He's been lovely and settled on his chair without the lid on it today. So you might even see him. But Rach got a phone call a few minutes ago and went downstairs. And he hasn't fancied settling down since then. So if he lies down from that position, I'll flick him on. Hi everyone though. Hey Thomas, James, Jackpot Man, Steve. I'm glad I'm coming through okay. It's time to get sacked really, isn't it? We are playing Kanban EV, which introduced a solo mode by David Tortzi. Kanban EV is by Vita Lacerda. And in the solo mode, there are two bots, Mr. Lacerda and Mr. Tortzi, and they are trying to do things in the factory, but also trying to sabotage you and get you sacked and stuff. So we're going to try and stop that from happening. For hopefully the first time, because you can, like, it's an insta-loss condition. Like, if you get to the end of the week, right, and you haven't got any points, then tough luck, you're sacked. But you can choose to carry on, which is what I've always done in the past. Like, it's none of the rules that you can do that, but who's going to stop you? So you just carry on playing and enjoy the rest of the game, try and improve your strategy a bit. That's as far as I've really got so far. So we'll see if we can get a bit further than that. So we are roughly set up for the solo game. I am going to be using, I guess full name is Tony Elisa. If the button works properly, hey, there is a solo helper. Rather than messing with decks and all of that stuff, I'm letting an app do it for me. I can't remember if I did this in my original playthrough. There is an edited playthrough if you'd like to see another one. But yeah, spoilers for that. We're going to hopefully win this time. So you just need to tell it a few things, tell it my player colour, and the bit in the certification track we're starting on. It's great. Yeah, Shelley. Tony, he's got some other things on here as well. And it's like brdgm.me. They were the ones that I used for Weather Machine and something else. Yeah, so there's some great helpers out there. Just, yeah, there's enough going on in these games that it's nice just have it draw the cards and shuffle the cards and tell you what the bot does. So, like, I know eventually, like, with enough games, you will get it all internalized, but until that happens, and generally for me, I'm flitting from game to game constantly, aren't I? So it's nice to just have a robot friend do that for us. I think we can turn on until some noises happen and he runs off. There he is. He's shifted position from the lovely angle that was made for him. But that's Cats. That's definitely Marty. There you go. You can kind of see his face. Hey, Michael. How's it going? Right then. So, before we get started, yeah, I was going to say recommend you turn on Klingon subtitles. That's just like that's just a reflex from me saying those words. But no, live Klingon subtitles. We'll get there eventually. But no, patreon.com/slickerdrips and Ko-fi, they're linked in the description. Your support would be massively appreciated, and it's how I can do any of the channel, really. And I think other than that, let's go. So this is a great big game of a car factory. If you haven't seen any of it before, that looks like there's a ton going on, and there kind of is, but it's simpler than it seems. Like the Gallerist, you know, the Gallerist's just got 4 worker placement spots, 2 choices of action from each of those, but then it kind of spirals and interlinks and all of that stuff. This is kind of simple as well, that if you just look at the yellow strip in the middle here, it's just a worker placement game. There are just 5 different departments, and one of those departments is kind of do something in the other departments. There's a little bit more to it than that. But yeah, there's 4 different departments. You choose a spot in one of those departments. You take actions in those departments. You are trying to produce cars, claim them, upgrade technologies for those cars. There's the 5 different colours of cars represents kind of types of cars, models, and then the different part types represent upgrades you can do to the various, you know, suspensions, engines, electronics, all of that kind of stuff. We are, for the purposes of my terrible memory, we're just going to call them the colours of the things rather than the names of all of the stuff. Hey, Harry, you got a solo game light on your table. How's it going? Generally for me, I get sacked. So I hope you're doing better. So yeah, I've chosen to start on the certification space that gives me a book. It will help me with training because I feel like doing more training earlier on might help us out, because one of the big things in Kanban is that we have Sandra here, our boss, who follows us from department to department, and in her kind of true mean mode punishes us for not doing well enough in those departments. You can avoid her punishment by fulfilling kind of the goal of each department. So in design, if you've got a load of designs on your table, on your player board, then she's not going to punish you. If you don't do what she wants, but you've got a load of banked shifts, you can avoid her punishment as well. But you can also avoid it entirely by kind of not being last on the certifications track, which you start out as, and getting certified in the first place is a way to avoid it too. So one of the things that we get right at the start, well, both of the things actually, if my buttons work, hey, it works. So we get a design, and the design is just what was on the top of the central deck here. And the part is the single part that wasn't put into the parts department by the Kanban card that you do during setup. Now, initially, that kind of made me think, so these designs here, it tells you the colour of card that's being upgraded, and this is the part you need to do the upgrading. So I've started with a design and the part for that design. It's not like revolutionary that happened, because you do start with a parts voucher, which is basically any part. So you could technically upgrade anything you start with at the start of the game. But I do have that design and that part started with. So I'm tempted to kind of go to the place, the R&D, where we do the upgrades, try and get certified in there. But I also thought, well, there's so many things that you could do. We could just produce a car, a way of getting speech tokens. There are meetings every now and then in Kanban where you need to impress Sandra in that way as well. A way of producing cars, especially the type that are desired, which is blue and red at the moment. You can get a speech token for producing a blue car. You can then go over to R&D and claim that blue car by giving up a blue design tile, which I started with. So that's another thing that I could do. Or we could, first, I think it was suggested by Sam on Discord actually, I think they like to do when they initially start off, come down to design, get a couple of designs, go to parts, get the parts for those things, upgrade them all in one great big go in R&D and get going that way. I'd like to try getting certified early. So Sandra isn't going to do anything in round 1. She starts following us from round 2 onwards, and she tries to go to the first department. She only won't go there if both spaces are blocked off, and she'll skip down to the next one. So I'm thinking about going there first. It's a bit kind of academic because we're not first. Mr. Lacerda will always choose the first spot on the certification track if it's available. So it's kind of reverse to an order. The rightmost goes first. So let's have a look at what they're going to do first. So I need to tell it just in the initial setup. There's my player colour. That's the certification track I've picked. You can play it with nice Sandra, which Sandra rewards the best person rather than punishes the worst. But we're going to play it with the normal mean Sandra. There are also difficulty cards that you can include to make the game harder. We'll wait till I haven't been sacked before we ever think about that. So it is basically drawing the cards that would be in the game for us, and Mr. Lacerda, who's furthest along on the certification track, picks where he's going first. Those yellow icons up at the top of the screen, there is usually a display of cards that they choose from, so they can give you an idea of what the bots might pick. You can never guarantee it, but you know, if a symbol is there a couple of times, you've got a good chance they're going to do that thing. So we can think that Mr. Tortsy might want to do administration or designs. Oh, that's in the way of my fingers, isn't it? So Mr. Lacerda is going to go to assembly, and by default, they want to take the best workstation. So they'll take the bottom one where they get the most actions, because everything's done in shifts, either +2, +3. You get 2 shifts there, 3 shifts there. Generally, things you want to do cost a shift each. It's like an action point. Administration lets you take actions in other departments, but you don't get as many. It's 1 or 2 shifts there. You can get extra time over the course of the game. You can build up these banked shifts that you can then spend, but you can never have more than 4 shifts because that's kind of your whole day. Hey Matt, how's it going? So Mr. Lacerda's going there. We don't take our actions yet. We have like a placement phase. So I have to decide what I'm going to do. I do want to... I could come down to design, get a couple of designs and some books, really. And then next time we go to R&D, upgrade a couple of things, maybe have a few more books to get certified there, so Sandra won't be annoyed by the time that she goes there. We could just make that car. Start to get speech tokens early. We could just wait for it all. Just kind of jump up, do the upgrade, and then start the chain of like designs, parts, assembly. It's just that Sandra is going to jump to assembly the round afterwards and punish me for not being good enough in that bit. Yeah, so another thing is that the worker placement next round is done in kind of descending order. So if I choose this top spot, I've got to choose a placement spot first next time, because their options don't include R&D. So Mr. Tortsy isn't coming up here. So I will basically have first pick of the departments, and the good spaces are going to be blocked. Whereas next time, yeah, if I wait, let's see what happens. Let's go for some designs, because there is, if we want to build up blue designs, there's a blue design available here on a space that I want that gets me a book. Books help with training. We want training. You're looking at things that are out kind of the topics we might be discussing at the meeting, have a load of speech tokens, have green or black parts, have green cars, have upgraded, have tested designs. So this is a design you have upgraded and you have a car of that colour. So it would be nice if we could kind of make a situation where we've got some blue upgraded designs and a blue car. Who knows? Yeah, let's get some designs and then see where we're at, because we've got a tiny buffer before Sandra starts on her rounds. So that button's not right at all, is it? That's not taking us to the right bit. Let me change that button before I do it wrong the entire stream. You should be taking us to this bit. There it is. So yes, Mr. Lacerda's gone. I need to tell the app where I've gone, because basically if Mr. Tortsy tries to go there, the app will tell him that he can't. So I've gone to design +3, because yeah, I'd like to go first. He's going to design, oh, he's going to administration the 1 shift spot. Let's try and get ahead of anyone else who's gone there. And then it can tell us, so Sandra, it tells us Sandra's as well. So on the first day of the game, Sandra sits at a desk and takes no action. So now we go top to bottom in the order of the departments. So no one went to R&D. Then we go to assembly. Only Mr. Lacerda went there. So the app will tell us what Mr. Lacerda is going to do. So they're going to advance once on the training track. This always happens when they go for it. It's just something that the bots do on their turn. So they advance 1 space, and the app kind of reminds you this is where they should be on that track, because Mr. Lacerda starts on space 1 of all of these tracks. So close to being certified. So then they are going to provide the selected part. All of this is determined by cards that they've got. But like I say, the app is handling this for us. So you'll see when I do it, this is how you produce cars. So they are providing a black part to produce a red car, which is allowed. And they're going to try and make it go down the middle. Okay then. So a red car is produced. I'll turn this off for now. A red car is produced. That slides onto there. That slides onto there. he wants it to go into the middle, so this car would slide onto here and the green car would slide onto there. That's what producing a red car has done. The car that he's produced ends up back on that space. Colleague gains points if a car's been pushed off the line. Hasn't. Check the demand tiles. They haven't produced a car, so they wouldn't get a speech token for producing things. They're not certified, so they don't do it again. Mr. Lacerda, once he's certified, would do it again, but not this time. So that's Mr. Lacerda's turn, all nice and handled for us. So it even reminds you of a little player aid of what you need to do on your turn. So it doesn't know whether you're certified or not. You need to handle that. But choose one of the designs in the rightmost spaces, receive the benefit, if any, and move the design to an available space on your player board, design side up, and at the end of the turn, slide them all over to fill gaps. So this should show us the design department. So here we go. These two designs will get you a book each. These two designs will get you a banked shift each. These help you not get punished so much by Sandra and help you get more actions later when you really need them. These give you no extra benefits, but you might really want those designs. Later on, once we're certified, we can take from stacks, but not at the moment. We can just take from these ones here. So I do want, I'm just kind of thinking because of my starting thing, I wouldn't mind having some more blue. And just for the book more than anything, have the black design. We could upgrade it. That might be nice in the future. Maybe we'll just trade it in for a car at some point. Who knows? I just kind of lick it. Like in the solo is you have to game the amount of meetings and weekend meetings to achieve high scores. Yeah, like you don't, I suppose, yeah, you don't really know when a meeting's ever going to happen, do you? Well, you can kind of have an inkling depending on whether the cars are available. But yeah, I think the playthrough game that we had, like the bots just never made cars. But it could kind of happen in a multiplayer game as well, that like people are leaving it to you. But yeah, it's kind of, you have to play it kind of a different way. You've got the thing of not wanting to be sacked, but also, yeah, you're playing a short-term strategy to try and stop that from happening. Saying it like I'm good at it, I've not done it yet, but yeah, you're kind of focusing maybe more on being certified and stuff early on. You're not just trying to like weasel in front of it. You're trying to like keep safe so you can keep your head above water. The app is it's just on the internet, so you can get this on anything, I think. So it's gameswithtony.com, and you can see several things that Tony's made. Or you just Google Kanban EV solo app, which I did, and then it took me to the BGG post. By Tony. Thanks, Tony. Great app. I love it. Right. Yes. So should we just have them? And then I get 2 more books. So I've got 3 shifts because I took this bottom bit here. It's a shift to take a design. I've got 2 books. The only thing you need to remember is you can't spend stuff. What's that line? Whoop. Shouldn't be there. That's a remnant of something. You can't spend things you get in the same turn. So I get these 2 books, but I can't use them now to help me get certified. So I could take another design. I've got space on my player board. I've got space for 4 designs, actually. And that might help me, because when Sandra comes down here, if I'm in last place on the certification track and she wants to punish me, then she will first look to see, have I got 2 or fewer designs? If so, then she's going to punish her. So having a load of them in the bank could be a good thing. But I think I'm going to try and get certified a bit. So I've got an action left. So it's a point at any of the departments, basically, to move up the training track. And once you have progressed from the grey track to the white track, you have become certified. It's not over yet, but you unlock something nice on your board. And when you get all the way to the end, you get the speech token if you're the first. You also get some points. And there's an award token. We don't know what's on the other side of it, but you get that. Downside is, though, at the end of the game, If other people go on top of you, they are considered the most trained because the person with the most recent training, the most up-to-date training, is the most trained, and the most up-to-date training gets 5 points at the end. In the solo game, whenever Mr. Tortsu or Mr. Lacerda get points, you lose points. So you don't want that to happen. We start off with 15. Hopefully it won't too much. So do I want to use the book to get me to the 3rd spot? I'd still need to do some more to get trained in anything. Depends where we're going next time, really. I've got 2 books now. We could just jump to R&D and maybe upgrade a couple of these. Or we could produce a car or anything. Because producing a car could get us some more books. It would just require the parts that we don't really want to give up. So I think a book. Let's spend the book that I got at the start of the game, my certification bonus, and move up. So now the books I got this turn can go on me player board. We're not last, so that's all right. Sandra hopefully isn't going to be too annoyed. For multiplayer, everyone gets the same amount of meetings, while you always benefit in solo. Oh, so like, because you will always like score for stuff, because you're the only person putting stuff out to it, do you mean? Hi, Dad. No, mean Sandra, and probably going to get sacked. Getting sacked is the key thing with the EV solo mode. Let's have a look though, it's early days. Mr. Tutsi, what's he up to? Oh yeah, he's at administration, isn't he? So he goes up 1 spot on the training track just anyway. Should end up on the current spot below. Because, basically, they're going to advance training in Sandra's current department, which at the start of the game, Sandra is in her office. So, advances in administration. So I am at the back of administration now. But if I can get certified in a few places, administration doesn't matter as much. Administration's a great department though. So you're supposed to lie down when you're done as well. Well, I know who's gone. Working phase Sandra. On the first day, she is at her desk and does nothing. So nothing's changed in the certification. The order in which we pick the actions is now top to bottom. So Mr. Lacerda picked the topmost thing. Mr. Lacerda is going to the 2 spot on administration. So now, let's see, the yellow icons. So Mr. Tortsi might go to designs or R&D. I would kind of like them to go to R&D. The question is, I'd like to go there. If we both go there, then Sandra will skip it entirely and judge people based on assembly. I think I need to go there. I don't think I can skip it. Because if I don't go there, she's going to come here and punish me for not having a load of upgraded designs. So we could like... Yeah, you don't want Sandra to skip departments. Well, it depends what position you're in. But yeah, generally you don't want her to skip departments because there are 2 kind of triggers towards the end of the game. There's the number of meetings. Meetings are triggered when people take cars. This car moves around every time someone takes a car. When it gets here, a meeting is triggered. That's one of the things up here. And the other thing is the number of weeks that you play. So every time Sandra goes back to her office, the number of weeks advances. We have a bit of scoring for that as well. But yeah, you'd rather that didn't happen. So yeah, there's a risk basically. If I come up here, we might make Sandra skip. If I come to some other department, like say assembly or parts, then Sandra's going to go up there and punish me for being last. I'll lose 5 points. So it might just be best to let it happen and go somewhere like... If we... Yeah, you want more time to do stuff, really. Ideally, we want to go to parts and then go to R&D. We could upgrade them all in one great big go if we got, like, just one more part. If we went to assembly and produced a car, we could go and claim it with an R&D action next time. But the problem with that would be we'd have used our parts producing the cars. It's a part every time to produce a car. Could produce a blue one and that would be nice. We'd get more books for doing it. I could get certified in cars as well. It's just that R&D wouldn't be as big a priority because Sandra wouldn't be going there because she would already have been there. So if I went to assembly next, parts would be the next priority because that's where I'd be certified in assembly. I'd be worried about parts because Sandra would be going over there. You want to have more than 2 parts when she goes there. Which, not far off. I could go and just claim things. And maybe we just want to be punished first time. Just thinking, yeah, I could just come up here, get certified, upgrade 2 cars, get books, go here next time, but I wouldn't have any parts to make cars with. I would just be getting certified and that would be it. Let's go to parts. So tell it where I'm going. I've got to go somewhere else. We're getting parts. I'll have 3 actions. And then Mr. Tutsi did end up going to... I'm not doing the wrong way around. He's the lying down one. Is going to the top spot. So Mr. Tutsi always takes the top spot. Mr. Lacerda always takes the bottom one, if possible. I think they go to the next action if their preference isn't available. So, Tutsi's going first. Oh, I haven't moved Sandra. Sandra will go to basically the top available spot. So yeah, it's pre-selected all of that for me. So Mr. Tutsi is going to advance once along the track. That's their first advancement. They're going to upgrade the design from the top of the colleague's shared stack. At the start of the game, we got 4 random designs from the shared stack. So this gets upgraded with using a car part from the supply. So I need that color of part. It's a green car. So there's a bit on the board here when parts get upgraded. So their priority is points. So they want to take the points slot. This is going to be horrendous. So yeah, oh, they don't get the upgrade. They don't get the points from that, luckily. They're just stopping me being able to get it. Then they advance the part value. So it would be this part getting upgraded. It's basically some points at the end for everything you've done towards that upgrade. You know, every upgraded design you have of that part can be worth more and more and more and more points. Then they get the points that everybody gets for upgrading designs too. So I lose a couple. Oh, thanks so much, Harry. I'll let you enjoy him. And then they would take a car, but there's no car, so they don't do that bit. Then, Sandra. Advance the pace car 1 space. Cassandra also does things in departments, clears things out, moves things along. Oh, I never shifted the designs along, did I? Luckily, no one came here yet. And then the evaluation penalty. I am in last place on the track. So does that matter for solo? Or do you always get punished? Either way, I am in last place. So she looks at me and have I got more than 2 upgraded designs? No, I've got none. So she is going to punish me. She punishes you 1 plus a point for every banked shift you have below 5. So I'm going to lose 6 points here, actually. I think I said 5 earlier. So that's a big blow. Hopefully we can make it up, though, by doing other stuff. So yeah, that's just what's happened. For me, though, over in the parts department, which button's going to take us there? That one. We can do some training as usual. We can take parts from, these are the available ones out here, just put up at the start of the game. When you're certified, you can take parts vouchers, so you don't necessarily know which part you want yet. You can only do it once per turn, but yeah, you can do that. This gets you any number of parts from one warehouse. I don't need this part, but for one action, I could get 2 parts by doing this. The other thing you can do is issue a Kanban order. So I have got 2 Kanban cards in my hand at the start of the game. You have to decide whether to put it this way or this way, like these spots on here, and you can take all of the parts kind of above this line. So you decide which way it's going around. Oh yeah, and parts vouchers don't need space, whereas on our board we've only got space for 5 parts. Once we get certified in this department, 6. That's the other benefit of being upgraded. Yeah, so I can't remember what triggers it. It's not happening this round, I don't think, but the bots will change around things in the recycle department too. But you can, yeah, take stuff and swap it in the recycle department. So there has to not be the thing you want to swap in the recycle department, and you can swap it for something that is in there. Unfortunately, the downside is if I took 2 of these beige ones, beige? I don't know. Then, yeah, I wouldn't be able to swap them for anything else because there's already one of them in the recycle bits. So yeah, you can do a Kanban order, put more stuff in the departments, so you are spending an action just to put more parts out, but the benefit of that is you get a banked shift for taking that action. So you spent an action, but maybe you'll get stuff in return later. So Sandra's requirements for the department. In R&D, she won't punish you if you've got more than 2 upgraded designs. At assembly, it's cars in your garage. At the parts department, it's parts that you've got. In the design department, it's number of designs on your table. And in administration, it's number of certifications you've got. So, yeah, what do I want to do? I could put more parts out and then grab a load. Like in terms of the cards that I've got, I want like a blue and a pink. There is already one out there. So I could, yeah, bank shift will also get us, you saw the punishment just, it would stop us being punished as much. We've got 3 actions here. I could do a Kanban order, giving me that banked shift. Put more parts out of something. Like I could put just more of these burgundy parts out. 2 more of them, and then with 1 action, just grab them all up. Like, the downside of that is I don't need them necessarily for the designs that I have got. It's not in the recycle though, so I could recycle it for something that I need, like this one. And it might help us, you know, assemble cars. It's just getting a lot of parts in one go. Yeah, the app told me at some point, like, it's not happening at this point. So yeah, I think let's do a Kanban order. So that's first action. We get a banked shift, which again, you can't spend right now. There's a little token to remind you, hey, you've got a banked shift. Put it on the track after your turn, just so you don't forget when you earned it, because you can't spend it in the turn that you earned it. So that is going to put in 2 of these and a pink and a blue. And yeah, I think an action to grab all of them. So I've got 1 action left. If I don't spend these parts, I'm okay, but I think I'm going to spend the parts in some way. So I kind of feel like spending the last action in the books to get certified in this. I know I could have got a parts voucher if I'd done that. Yeah, I'm going to do that. So last action moves me 1 space. These 2 books move me 2 more spaces. I'm certified. There is a goal to get a number of certifications. Unfortunately, the one that's come out in this game is have 5 certifications. So that's not happening anytime soon. First person to do that gets a speech token. There is also one for upgrading designs, first to 4 in this game, first to 2 cars in your garage. So yeah, hopefully we can do that. So now we move up. We will now be the first in meetings and stuff until someone else gets certified. And we have to choose a bonus over here. Oh yeah, in the solo game as well, you get 2 points for getting certified. And so you'll lose 2 points if someone else gets certified first. So now I can choose. Do I want 3 points? Another banked shift is nice. A book would help me, though, get certified again in the next place that I go. Bank shift does stop the punishment a bit more, doesn't it? Or we could just have a parts voucher to have just more and more things to be able to do more stuff. But I think we'll get the books again when we do some upgrades and stuff. Let's try and avert some of the punishments. So it's the end of my turn anyway. I've got 2 banked shifts to pop on the track. So we won't get punished quite so much anymore. There we go. And there you go. All of that was summarised for us on the app. So Mr. Lacerda is in administration, moves up a bit of the training track. End of day, there's going to be no recycle, it tells us up there. So they're advancing 1 spot on the training track and then advancing in Sandra's current department, which is R&D. Mr. Lacerda isn't certified, so doesn't get another training thing. Meeting hasn't occurred, so it would tell you at this point, if a meeting occurs, here's something that happens. I think because Sandra is up here and Mr. Tortsy could have taken a car, maybe that's why it's telling us that at the end of this week. So that's the end of the week. Well, it's not technically. It's the end of a day, isn't it? The end of the week's when Sandra gets to the bottom. So Mr. Tortsy, I'm not going to be able to go to assembly, am I now? Nothing I could have done about that. So he's going to go in this space. And the reason I say that, because we know where Sandra is going next turn. Sandra is going to the next available spot in the next department. Me. Okay, so we've got to move on. I don't think we just want parts again. We can't have parts. I don't think we want designs again. Administration, I'd only get 1 shift and the bank things. We're getting punished. So it would be nice. I mean, we could do some upgrades and gain banked shifts and try and avert the punishment a little bit. I could upgrade a couple of blue cars here and have them a bit banked up. Right. Yeah. I think so. What might they do? Their options might be designs and parts. So I don't care about that. That's not really affecting. I'm sure what they do will affect me. But yeah. Unfortunate, but let's just go up top and get some upgrades and stuff. So I'm going in R&D, 3 points. Mr. Lacerda is going to parts +3, which makes me first. So we can claim cars here. No point reading any of that because no one's produced a car yet. We can upgrade designs. So similar to what we've seen the bots do, I just need to spend the relevant parts to have upgraded that design. 2 points each and whatever benefits we pick on the things. And we could do it 3 times and then the certification doesn't matter. That's a good point, actually. We could. It's nice to be certified, but you need just upgraded designs to satisfy Sandra there. So yeah, that's a good point, actually. We've got 3 designs right here. There's more blue available in the future, and we can get the parts for these, can't we? Because, oh, yeah, we'd have to use the parts voucher. Because with recycling, we can put this back and grab the blue one, because that is there. Pink isn't there, but I've got a parts voucher, which can be anything. So yeah, I think we do that. And then it would be nice to be certified later. So that's basically, we're not doing any certification in this bit. But the points that you can spend, it's a number of shifts depending on the position of the car that you want to take. There's no cars at the moment, so don't worry about that. It's a shift each to upgrade parts. I've got banked shifts, so I could spend one of my banked shifts to let me get a bit of training in, but that would be a terrible idea because we're about to get punished in assembly. So first up, we are upgrading the blue car with the green part. So we look out onto the display. These are the upgrades that I can have for that thing. So just nothing Banked shifts, training book, points. Maybe the banked shifts, and then we don't have to worry as much. I don't know, I was just going to go for books. Books bonuses on everything all of the time. But I'm not going to have enough parts for... I might want to jump to parts next time. Because Sandra's going to punish me for parts. I don't know. That's next turn, though. Yeah, I was just going to go for books. I'm certified in parts. I'm okay, aren't I? Am I? Yeah, bank shifts would help me right now, won't it? So I put the part on a bank shift. Let's remember that I've got one to bank. And we're doing 3 parts as well. That's all right. So the green part moves up. Oh, doesn't need to be that way around. I've got some the wrong way around, haven't I? Oop, oop. And this flips over. I get 2 points. It goes in my upgraded designs bit. Then we've got another one on the blue car. So we could... Can you only get 2 bank shifts in a round? Or will you just normally only get 2, and that's why the marker's on 2? So I could get 3 here, couldn't I? And I would only lose 1 point in punishments from now on. And then get these spent later, maybe. We want tested designs and all sorts of nice things, but... Yeah, let's see how that works out. So that goes there. That part goes up. I've got 2 bank shifts coming in and another 2 points. And then finally, we've got the grey car, pink part. So we can have any upgrade we like. Let's have another bank shift. So, oh, and another 2 points. We're back up to 15. There we go. It's all right, isn't it? So that's 3 banked shifts going on. We're at 5 now. Oh, I need a Kanban card. For spending that should go back on the bottom of the deck. And then you get another one. Right. Yeah, that seems good. No certification, but yeah, as we've said, I've got the upgraded parts now, so it's not as necessary. Factory goals, you want 4 upgraded designs for the factory goal, unfortunately, so not achieved that. Have I done all of the bits? Yes, it's not a tested design, so I can't put it above the garage yet. Sandra, why is she going first? She shouldn't be going first. Oh, Mr. Tootsie's in parts. Have I put him in the wrong bit? So, yeah, what Sandra does is clears the parts from above the cars. And she's going to evaluate me. Have I got more than 2 cars in my garages? I've got none. So she is going to punish me. 1 + 1 for every shift. I've got less than 5, which means she only punishes me 1. There we go. So Sandra's done. I must have just read the symbols wrong. So yeah, Mr. Tortzy goes up there. And then up here is going to remove all parts of the type indicated from the warehouse. So that's blue. Keep 1. Discard the rest. No parts of that type are available. Choose another. The collies keep a maximum of 6 parts between them. If they gain a 7th, reduce them down to 6. So that's Mr. Tortzy done. Mr. Lacerda is going up that certification track as well. Almost certified. But I've already been certified in that. And is going to do a Kanban order. So advance on the training track, yes. End of day, there's going to be no recycle. So a Kanban order. Flip the top card of the Kanban deck, place it in its space with the 2 symbols for the same part oriented to align with the matching warehouse. Oh yeah, I should have done the thing the other way around, shouldn't I? No, that was the right way around. Oh, I wouldn't have put a pink in, would I? Because that wasn't lining up with the right warehouse, I think. I think I did that wrong when I put parts in. So they do it so that the double part matches up. So 2 more greys are going in. Shift the card so that 4 symbols are above or below the line. Yeah. Oh, it changes based on Sandra's position. Right. So the symbol actually says that the card is going there. And then everything that matches. Yeah, I did my Kanban card totally wrong, didn't I? I had it up there, so it would have put those parts in, that part in, that's all fine. And then it would have put another one of these parts in. Yeah, it's everything that matches the department, isn't it? So they place it so that the double part is matching the appropriate warehouse. And then they either move it up or down depending on where Sandra is. The app is telling us, though. They're putting it big part up top. And then refill parts as shown. So that matches up. The blue matches up. And the 2 grey match up. It's a fair few parts on offer. I think Sandra clears them all out when she goes. Second, Mr. Lacerda collects parts. Remove all the parts from the type indicated. That would be the pink ones. Keep 1 and discard the rest. That's fine. So there's loads of them. And yeah, they keep a maximum of 6 parts between us. Should have put a pink in. I should have put a base. Yeah. Took the pink out and put the beige in. Yeah, I think we're on the same page. So they take the pink. That's getting next to them. They're not certified, so they don't take another part. A meeting is not occurring. So we can go on to the next round. It's me. Okay, so Sandra is not going to parts because they're blocking it off. She's going to get to pick before they move on. So there's nothing we can do about that. She's going to go to designs and get peeved at me. I am only going to get punished 1 point. I can't go and get all these lovely parts because, again, it's blocked off. I could go to administration, and that lets you take actions in other departments. I mean, designs are good to have just anyway. We could just come and get some designs. There's a couple of lovely matching green ones here. A green car's nearly been made. If we go before her, we could spend one of our shifts getting certified. We'll get a little benefit for that. We can hold more designs, but we wouldn't be able to take as many because they're not there. Or we could just let her punish us. Hey, Frederick, how's it going? The designs are really useful. I think let her go first and punish us and get the shifts. Because I've got none. We're only going to get punished 1, aren't we? So yeah, I am going to designs 3. Sandra is going to designs 2. Oh yeah, and you can't go where Sandra currently is as well. See, I wouldn't have been able to go to assembly, so it would have basically been design or administration. I think design would be far more useful. Yeah, so in other setup aspects, we are playing a 3-player game here. The 2-player rule, you can't go where Sandra is in effect. They can, of course. So Mr. Torzi is going to R&D, the 2 spot, and Mr. Lacerda is going to administration in the 2 slot. So Mr. Torzi is going to start us off. Going to train a little bit, and then they're going to upgrade the design from the top of their shared design stack. So they upgrade that. It is the green car again. So they put it on the highest points value. They're going to get 2 points. It's me losing 2 points. And they try and take a car. Try making one. Try going there. So that's it. Sandra is going to shuffle and return the... Oh! So actually a blue one is going to end up in the... She's going to shuffle and return these to the bottom of the central stack. And then slide the designs right and fill any gaps. So if we want to keep going with blue here, a blue design is now... That's actually an advantage of letting her go first. Totally intentional. We fill up from the stacks. They go on the bottom of central. And evaluation penalty, have 2 or fewer designs on your desk. Penalty time. We're going to lose a point because I've still got all the banked shifts. And then administration, she is potentially going to punish us next time. So we've got 3 shifts here though. I feel like 1, absolutely. Blue design, we've already got 2 upgraded blue designs. Whether we use this to upgrade again or get the blue car, probably the blue car because the week is ending soon, but we're not going to be able to get the blue car before the weekends, are we? So we've got to produce it and then get it. We can be on the way to it though, can't we? So that's going to get us the training manual. There's another blue design out there that we could grab. There's loads of grey, isn't there? Call this. There is another blue design ready. There is for every car. You can see the grey one here, actually. Every colour of car has got a design that can't be upgraded. This can only be used to get a new car. So the downside of upgrading them, you're not trading that thing in to go and get the car. Especially if you want multiple of that car. I do want the training manual. I would like to just get trained in all of the places, really. Wish they were a bit further along. I'm going to grab this black one. That's another manual. I think I might spend one of my banked shifts. I know that's going to be punishments again on the way. But does Sandra always punish me? Should I not have taken that punishment? Does she always punish you in the solo game? Because I'm like further along, aren't I? Like in terms of Sandra. Have I been doing it right? I think it's only in this one. Yeah, don't be at 0 points. We know all of that stuff. What are the meeting conversations? None for certification. Have green or black car parts. Have speech tokens. That's good at that. Have green cars. That's good at that. Have tested designs. So if we could get... So I shouldn't have been punished that 1 point, should I? I think this is the only time that I shouldn't have been punished. But yeah, shouldn't have been punished at that point. Have tested designs. So that would be actually good. Getting a blue car would give me 2 tested designs. That would be pretty great, wouldn't it, for that topic? And then my topics have upgraded green parts. I've done that once already. Be certified in R&D. Unfortunately, the one that we don't want to get certified in. Have cars in the garage up to 3 times. And have upgraded the burgundy part, which I haven't done at all yet. But I have got a design for that now. And I've got that part. I think I'm going to go. Let's get another blue. Whoop. Let's get another blue. And I'm going to spend a banked shift, because a maximum 4 shifts that you can spend, I am going to get certified in design. That's another 2 points for getting to certification first. I unlock the 5th design storage space on my player board. Also, what did I get certified in before? Have I had the bonus from that? Parts. I should have unlocked that parts space. Hasn't mattered, but still do it. And when we come here in the future, I can take from the stacks rather than just these spaces. Should something else happen that I've forgotten? I don't think so. I think I've remembered to do all of the bits. All that slides down. Here's another blue on the way. And we've got 2 books for next time. I mean, we could go to administration and spend the books to get certified to avoid punishment next time. Oh yeah, the certification marker. Oh yeah, we could get the bank shift right back, couldn't we? Because the choices for the next certification thing, speech token plus something else. So that's for getting to the end of the track, which I don't really want to do because so the first person to get there is going to get the speech token. That's great. The colleagues never take away the award though, so you'd still get the award if you came here later. And at the end of the game, whoever is furthest ahead gets 5 points. And in the solo, in Kanban in general, the person to get there last is considered the furthest ahead because they've had the most up-to-date training. So by racing to the end of the tracks first, you kind of lose 5 points every time for doing that. But yeah, on the certification track, I think... Yeah, well, points I'm not so fussed about right now. They're lovely, and we don't want to have none of them. But yeah, get the bank shift that I just spent. I'm a certification ahead as well, so I'm not really too worried about being ahead of them right now. So yeah, let's get that, and we get a speech token, wherever I put my speech tokens. These are how many times you can speak up in the meetings. So we've now got a second voice. Okay, Sandra's gone, I've gone. Finally, Mr. Lacerda, and that's me. And then Mr. Lacerda is going to get training, which is going to certify Mr. Lacerda. First person to get trained in there, I lose 2 points. They move their certification track up. I think it's going to tell me all of this stuff. No, it isn't. He always tries to take the top spot, I think, the first spot, and Mr. Tortzi always tries to take the third. Advance once on the training track. Yep, advance in Sandra's current department, which is designs. And because he is certified, Mr. Lacerda advances an additional training space in Sandra's current department. That sucks a bit. We don't lose the 2 points because we did get certified first. But they are going to get first say in a meeting when one happens. So one hasn't happened though. So we can go to the next day. Mr. Tortzi is getting first dibs and is going to assembly. Going to assembly first as well. Yeah, I don't know what he's going to choose to produce and if he's even going to get a car out. It's probably going to be a green, if anything. I could go after him and try and produce the car that I want. But he might claim it before me. If I go and produce a car. We're already in design. Oh yeah, we need to move Sandra first. Sandra is going to sit at her desk. So there is an administration slot available. So we could either go to administration and use that to kind of... We'd get fewer actions. We'd only get one and any bank shifts we want to spend. Yeah, administration wants certifications. You want more than 2 certifications. So if I could get certified somewhere else, it wouldn't actually matter being certified down here. Like, we've got a couple of parts. They are the same parts, so we'd have to produce different cars. We could get parts. There's a lot available. That Kanban card doesn't need to go there. But yeah, we could get speech tokens by producing blue cars, which we want to produce anyway. We could get one out and one ready to get out, I think. Yeah, we could spend a load of bank shifts as well to do a load in administration. Because we would get to kind of see, like, if he produces a green car, we could do our administration action to get a green design to go and claim that. I know a green car isn't as useful for us, but it's something, isn't it? Well, a green car in that meeting wants you to have green cars. Thinking that's the most likely to produce. Or, if he doesn't end up producing a car, I could use administration to produce the blue car, like you say. Because I've already got that design ready. The downside of it is, you've got one built-in point. I could also, use my books to get certified up here, or we just go for producing cars. We just have to kind of hope then, though, because he might just choose to go to R&D first and grab the car that we wanted, and we wouldn't have like a green design or whatever colour he produces. We wouldn't have that ready. I think go to administration, and we might have to burn through some shifts here. I think that gives us some flexibility, though. I know I want the blue car, but yeah. So administration, just the one shift, sadly. Mr. Lacerda, can you tell what he'll do next turn? No, the thing only refreshes at the end of the turn, I think. Mr. Lacerda is going to R&D. He's also blocking a spec. He's not going to be there, though. Hey, Monica, how's it going? Hey, Jester. The other playthrough. Hope some new stuff happens. How did I do the other playthrough all the way through? I know I got sacked. Did I carry on? So Mr. Lacerda is up here getting certified. That's the first certification, so 2 points. And yeah, that's 3 certifications now. I'm going to get there, but just behind a bit. And then is going to upgrade the top. They haven't gone to design yet, have they? They upgrade this. That's the red car with the blue part. Taking over that point spot. Earning 2 points for the upgrade as well. They can't take a car because there isn't one. He is certified, so he upgrades the design again. They've now got all of their designs upgraded. It's horrible when they've got upgraded designs, but it's all they've done. Green car, beige part. So highest points isn't available, then banked shift. There we go. And they get another 2 points for upgrading that thing, and they're going to get end of week points. I might be sacked. Where's end of week stuff? Oh yeah, move the parts. What have they just done? The blue and the beige. End of week scoring. I get a point. Oh, I get a point. Oh, for each car in your garage, get a point for every upgrade that has been made to that car by anyone, and a point for every tested design, so every upgraded design you have done of that car. Then the colleagues score 2 points for every upgraded design they have. They're going to earn 8 points. If you're on 0 at the end of a week, which is going to be in a minute, you've lost. So can we earn 3 points? Maybe. I think it's kind of, yeah, it looks like there's loads going on, but they're separated departments. So it's not as, oh yeah, I could get certified and take 4 points, couldn't I? So like you only need to see like a section in what you're doing. Because Marty's all, when he stretches back, it gets cleared a bit. Have you watched Arc Nova, Monica? Oh, nice. I really like the solo mode that was included in the game was nice, but the Arno playthrough, I don't think that's gone up yet, actually. It's on Patreon, but I think it's going up very soon. There's an Arno solo variant that I think is even better. And there is a web app that can control it all as well. Right. Okay. We can get points, but we will wait until it's our turn. So Mr. Tortsy goes up on the training track and then provide that part to that car and move it along like these arrows. So red car is going to get produced, and it's going out the quickest way, basically. Not producing a car. There's another one kind of ready to be produced. That's the part I've got, though, annoyingly. Place a new car at the beginning. Yes, they don't get points because they haven't pushed it off the line. Check the demand tiles. They haven't produced a car. That's fine. Okay, me. So, they haven't produced a car, so I don't really need a thing. Whatever we get certified in, we can grab 4 points and be safe from getting sacked. I did want books. But I think, can't we... Certification's already gone here. I think it's worth doing assembly as our action. So, you know, with hindsight, maybe should have just come here. But I was hoping he'd produce a car. I was hoping if he'd have chosen this path, I think he could have done the... Yeah, he would have produced a car, and then maybe I'd have got a green design or something. But we can easily, with 2 books and the 1 shift that we've got, we can be the first to get certified here. Because you can also spend your points down in administration and get certified here. That's the only thing you can do. And then you can spend shifts in 1 other department. But yeah, he's already been certified here. I'm the first person to get certified here now, so that's 2 points. And we can choose a bonus. If we produce a blue car, though, that's a point, and we're safe from the end of week points. Right? I think... Do you get punished if it's at the end of the meeting and you've got nothing as well? Yeah. End of week meeting or final scoring if you're at 0 points. So it might be risky to not go for those 4 points. As nice as the bank shifts or books would be, I think we got to go for the 4 points. Have a bit of a point buffer. So yeah, that's the book spent. So we can still spend banked shifts now. I think we're going to have to spend 2 banked shifts, basically. So you put... I'm going to go for black first. Because I could claim a black car. I haven't upgraded a black car. But I want different cars for the end game goal if I'm going to do that. Then, yeah, let's produce a black car. And we're going to shove the cars out this way. Because the parts have to be different. Oh, you've got to start, though. I can't produce a... Producing a blue car is going to be different because you have... It's going to be difficult because you have to use... So nothing on black's been upgraded. I can use any part that I like. You've got to use different part colours. And if the car has been upgraded, you've got to use upgraded parts first. So I can't push a blue car out because I actually need to use these colours first. I can't change the types that I've got. So I don't think I can produce a blue car. I could make a different car come out and still get points. Like I could make a red car come out and get 1 point and a speech token. It's not what we wanted. It's not what we can claim. And they might just claim it and it could help them out. Yeah, just a bit stuck getting the blue cars out. I think we could come here in the future, couldn't we? Might have to get parts first. Sandra's going to go there. Be mad at me for not having... I know I've upgraded 3 designs. We're fine there. Yeah, we're okay next turn. Yeah, maybe just have a... Well, we haven't had a small turn, really. We've done a lot of training. And just unfortunately, the way the parts have worked out have stopped us a bit. So that's it for me. Sandra, recycle if possible. So they're actually going to swap. Let's That's on this bit. They're going to try and swap green for blue, which doesn't really affect me, but the recycling's a bit different. Maybe it'll make a difference in the future. End of week scoring. For each car in your garage, get some points. Got nothing. Overspent. What do you mean? What on? So I had a shift. We went 1, 2, 3 from spending the books, and then I used one bank shift to produce a car, I think. Because we only had 5, didn't we? Because I didn't take any from this bit. I think 5's right. See, I've got no car in my garage, so I get no points. The week marker advances, and then the colleagues score 2 points for each upgraded design they have, and then they're gone. So they're getting 2, 4, 6, 8 points. I am on 4 points now, and you tend to lose a load in a meeting. It's not going to happen anytime soon. Evaluation penalty. I am now certified in 3 departments, so I won't get punished. So we're okay there. That's all right. So, a new week. Mr. Lacerda is going to parts. Mr. Torzi is going to designs. They need him. Oh, the top one. Okay, so we can go to parts and just get 2 things. We don't have to worry about Sandra. She's going up there, but we're not getting punished up there. She's going to move the car along, get it closer to meetings. I think parts is what we want anyway, isn't it? For upgrading or producing the cars, we need parts. So let's go get some. I'm going in parts 2. There we go. And Sandra is going up there. The 2 spot. No recycle will occur at the end of day. So Sandra will advance the pace car 1 space, and I've got upgraded designs, so it doesn't matter that I'm in last place. I am safe here. I don't have 2 cars though, but I'm nowhere near the bottom, so I'm okay in that respect. Okay. So for producing blue cars, we need the green or the blue part. This isn't in recycle, so that's... We won't be able to go to assembly next round. Oh, because Sandra will be able to go there first, won't she? Yeah, that's annoying. I could go to administration again. Yeah, there's not much we can do about it. So I could do a Kanban order if I want more parts to be out. I could just grab these grey ones, but that's not in any upgraded bit. It's a different part, but... It's just that it's 3 parts in one go, isn't it? Kanban order, we could get a load of kind of disparate parts too. We could get a load of green out and then pick up 2 green pieces in one go. Boost the bank shift for when we get punished a bit next time. I'll only get a couple out, but yeah, it might be worth just going for the greens because they're a part that we kind of need. Well, I could get, if we're not going to be doing any upgrading. Oh yeah, we've only got 2 actions, haven't we? We can do this. We'll get a bank shift. We put in 2 greens and a blue. And that's got 4 in it now. But yeah, that part's not particularly useful just yet. I suppose one of my designs does want that colour. But it's not recyclable and could be useful in assembly, but blue, we need these. Not things that are useful in the future. Second shift, let's grab some green. We could just spend that bank shift. Well, not the one that we're in. We had loads of bank shifts. Because blue is the other bit. If we want to keep doing this in future, it will be good to have those in. So I've got a burgundy. Pink, I didn't produce any of. We can't grab all 4 of them. We could make sure they're gone for someone else. But yeah, parts voucher might be worth it, actually. Forget, like, I'm certified. I can grab 1 parts voucher for the action. Because we're not about to get punished, I don't think, anytime soon. So I think we're safe to grab one. They're worth a point if by some miracle you don't spend them. Am I up to date on me certifications? Yeah, I think so. I'm not certified in... Oh, I am certified in assembly. I can have 5 cars now if I want. Yeah, that's the bit I wasn't up to date on. Done, done, done. Kanban card go away and have a new one. Then Mr. Lacerda goes up there and gets certified, his 4th certification, and is going to issue a Kanban order. Place it in that orientation, and Sandra is up top, so it gets placed like that. New parts come in. 5 black parts, and then a blue and a green and a burgundy. And then is going to take these, keep 1 and throw the rest away. And then, because he's certified, collect parts again. So we need to draw another part, and it's the burgundy one. So keep 1, throw the other one away. Are they in there? Yep. Okay. Yep. And then Mr. Turzi is advancing on the training track, taking 2 design tiles. The column they use is going to be this one. Oh, that's unfortunate. Taking a blue. That's just gone now. There is just a grab a blue car design there now. An upgradable one. Upgradable designs are placed at the bottom of their stack. They haven't got one. They haven't taken any non-upgradable designs. Meeting hasn't occurred. So it's time for the new week. Sandra moves on, and I can't go to where Sandra is. So, design's not as exciting. We can go to administration, can't we? And still do some assembly. In terms of where the bots might go, the options are assembly, parts, and admin. I suppose based on what they do, I'm going to get last choice. If I pick admin, I've got last choice of where to go next time. I think it would be silly to just go to R&D now, though, and just upgrade. Because it means we can't go there next time when potentially cars are going to get made. One of them might go there. So we could get more designs so that we can't get a green, but we could get a red design so that we could claim a red car if it comes up, just so they're there. If one of them goes to assembly, we've got a blue already in. We'd have to hope that we could... Actually, if for some reason they produced a blue car, we could choose to do R&D and claim it. And if not, we can just claim the design of whatever they produce. And if they don't produce anything, we can go to assembly and produce. I think, again, administration is the answer. And we can have the 2 shifts this time. So I'll tell the app. Admin. Burning through them bank shifts, though, aren't we? Right. Lacerda is going to assembly. So we'll see what happens. Mr. Turzi is going to parts. And Sandra removes all the parts. I'm not in last place, so I'm okay. Mr. Lacerda is advancing on the training track, and that's his last certification. So I think he takes the speech bubble away from there, right? Who can keep up with that, though? Okay, he is providing that part. He's producing blue. Cheeky. But he's actually... No, he's not. He's producing... He is making a blue car, but he's doing it so that that slides there. You can see the pattern that he's going, so that the car comes out the middle so he gets the most points. So he's actually going to produce a green car. So he gets 2 points for doing that. 1, 2. It's not a 1 in demand, so he doesn't get a speech bubble for it. Yeah. He's certified and provides an additional part. So he's making another, now using the green part. Can he do this? Oh, if not permitted, next car to the right. So actually, the same thing's still going to happen because that colour isn't permitted on this car part. So he actually produced a green. Only matters for the cars that are in the display. Still gets the 2 points. A green car still comes out. So then what happens? Does he try and do the green part on blue, in which case he'd be allowed, or does he try and do the burgundy part again and then move on? Not sure, actually. Do they do their second choice of thing? He's not allowed to ignore the rule about upgraded parts now. So he had to make a green car rather than a blue. Jester, this is gamedwithtony.com. Tony Elisa has made this. It's the solo mode that is in the game anyway, but instead of shuffling cards and interpreting all the things, the app does that for you and tells you step by step what's going on. He provides an additional part and it doesn't change. So I think the green is the second part that he provides, right? Which he's allowed to do. So I think we'll produce a blue. That goes there. That goes there. And gets another 2 points. We're on 0. But it's not the end of the week or a meeting yet. So, that's Mr. Lacerda. Mr. Torzi is in parts, advance on the training track, and they're going for green parts. Remove that and claim it. And that's that. So, we can't claim either of those cars because you need a design of that colour. I can't get a green design. I can get a grey design though. Or we just produce a blue car. It's going to cost 2 shifts to claim the car. It'd be nice to get 2 cars. But there isn't really a way to do that. We can still go there, can't we? If we produce the blue car now, next turn, we might not get it. We've got last pick on an option. So we might end up producing the blue car and then it getting taken away. I have already got an upgrade of a grey car. So yeah, go either produce the blue car, risk it getting stolen, and then we can't take anything. What is their priority for the cars? Oh, Mr. Torzi wants the car with the highest value. So black, then red, then grey. So grey is worth more. Mr. Torzi would take grey, and Mr. Lacerda takes the car behind the pace car. So we're actually safe from that, aren't we? I think, yeah. It would be nice to get 2 cars at once, but we're not really in a position to do that. I think we make the cars. And if they went first, hopefully they don't both choose that and lock me out, because I can't go to admin again. But, yeah, let's produce. So we've got 2 actions across here and here. So we definitely want to produce. The other part that we need is blue, because green's already been provided. I'm just going to go straight down the middle. So he's moved me black out. I want to make a black one as well. I could if I want to spend the actions to do it. So a blue's been produced. I get a point. And blue is in demand. So I get a speech token for doing that. We've got 3 now. Good when a meeting happens. So I don't particularly want to do any more training. We can just train here a bit. I've got no books. We could use bank shifts to get the certification. I wouldn't get the 2 points though. We could produce another car. I mean, another blue is another speech token, isn't it? I could have 2 blue cars if I want. I do want 4 different cars for the end of game bonus. But I can have 5 cars, so having... So that's an opportunity to upgrade a blue thing that I'll be missing if I use both of these to get cars. Yeah, if I produce another car that I want, I wouldn't be able to take it because it costs 1, 2, 2, 3 shifts, depending on the position of the car to take. So if I was to go second and the bots took one away, that would be lovely, but I don't know if that's going to happen. Another speech token would be nice, but I think I'm going to go up here. Do I want to spend 2 shifts to get certified? I could get a speech token that way. I suppose there's no race to 5 anymore. It's just that I'm in last place, but I've already got 3 certifications. What does being certified on this one get you? Oh, you can have up to 5 speech tokens for a meeting. I don't think it's worth spending the extra shifts on it, but I think my second shift, let's spend it there. And keep the banked ones for now. Yeah, it'd be nicer later. So not a big action, but and there's no guarantee that we can actually go and claim the blue car, because those spaces might be full. But we know that Sandra is going here, and I've got parts at the moment. So she's going in the 3 spot of there. Mr. Lacerda is, as you might expect, going to assembly, the bottom workstation. The other 2 symbols aren't that, though, so I don't think Mr. Tortsy's going there. He is going to administration in the 1 spot, which means I can go... It's got to be the 2 spot, unfortunately, but I can go up here and finally claim a car. I think a meeting's going to be triggered. Oh, it'd be so good if we could claim 2 cars, but we can't. Yeah, 2 cars getting taken is going to trigger a meeting. So me first. I want this car. It's costing 2 shifts. That's all my shifts. I've got to turn in a blue car. So I've got the part for this one. So I kind of think I will turn in the one that wants a pink instead. So does this go? This goes to the bottom of the stack, doesn't it? Let me just check. Claim the car. Discard design of matching colour. Where's it go though? It doesn't go out of the game, does it? Let me have a look. Design logistics. No, R&D. R&D. Claim cars. Yep. Spend the shifts. Bottom of the central stack. I thought they don't go out of the game. It's unlikely we'll get that, but maybe it'll come back. Thanks for saying bottom of the stack. I'm too slow. Oh, I need to tell the app that I went here. So I've claimed that. I've paid my thing. These are now tested designs. Which garage do I want to pop it in? So I could have 2. I can't spend them now. I could have 2 bank shifts. I could have a speech token. A meeting is going to happen. Do I want to speak at that many things, though? 3's probably enough. I haven't got enough shifts to get certified this turn. I'd really like to be certified. But we can't do it, because you can only spend 4 shifts in one go. I'm going to go parts vouchers. I might regret that. Hopefully we can get some more cars though. So also when you take... So these are now upgraded designs. They're in the way a bit, but I don't want to zoom out anymore. We'll see if we ever get to that many points. So we're going to get some points at the end now, having a car in the garage. But the other thing that happens is that the pace car moves forward when a car is taken. So not moving on that at all. We're in last either way, aren't we? No. We'll wait. So I'm done. Mr. Lacerda is going there. Upgrades the design on the top of their stack. So it's going to be the blue car, the grey part. Oh yeah, they're still upgraded. But they're there as tested designs. So it's biggest points value. Get 2 points. I'm on -1 point. Might have lost doing that as the action, actually. If at the end of the meeting you've got 0 points. Yeah, I couldn't have put it in a place to get points. Maybe I do want the speech token just to get something. I don't want it, but I think it's what I'm going to have. I'm kind of thinking, do we go on if I get sacked? We've done all of the things. Advanced the part value, yes. They upgraded design again. They've upgraded their other one, which is the blue part on the green car. Bank shifts next. That's another 2 points on there. Oh, I could have upgraded something. That's what I wanted to spend a bank shift. Take backs. I don't know if it's going to save me, but I was going to upgrade this. That's why I saved this design rather than the other one. And I suppose, anticipating what's coming up, I might have gone for the 2 point bonus. So I'm positive for now. There's another tested design if that ever comes up. That part should be up there, and I didn't do theirs, did I? That should be there, and that should be there. So they've done their upgrades, and now they take the car behind the pace car, and it advances as normal. Meeting has been triggered. So at the end of this round, meeting triggered. Next, Sandra is removing all but 1 part from each warehouse. Because she skipped this last time, didn't she? And then punishing anyone who has got 2 or fewer car parts. I'm certified for a start, but I've also got 3 car parts. Then Mr. Tortzi advances once on this training track. So is this his first certification? I think it is. And advanced training in Sandra's department, which is parts. He's actually getting certified there as well. Meeting. So colleagues don't play these goals. They don't interact with mine either. Mr. Lacerda gets speech tokens equal to the meeting. So that is meeting number 1. Mr. Lacerda gets 1 speech token. Mr. Tortzi always gets 3. Can we get a positive here? So it's in certification order. Mr. Lacerda goes first. He goes from left to right, starting with the leftmost card, and scores the maximum points on the card. So the way that the meetings work, it's taken us a long time to get to a meeting, but basically these are the topics that Sandra is willing to discuss. You can also, and actually you must introduce a topic of your own as well for Sandra to consider. So you need to spend speech tokens for this. Mr. Lacerda is going to spend his only speech token. He goes from left to right. He doesn't particularly care about the topics, which is a shame because this would be my best point scorer. So he can tell Sandra, we've upgraded. She wants you to have at least 2 tested designs. It doesn't matter what the bots have actually done. They score the maximum. So 2 times 4 points. They score 8. So I'm on -7. Yeah, this is number of tested designs. So next time, I can still on my turn choose to go here, but she's only going to listen. She's a bit bored of hearing about tested designs, so she'll only listen to, I've done 1. She doesn't care that I've actually done 3. So I can only score 4 points for that now, but I might need to. Mr. Torts is going to go after me, and he is going to go here. Then there, then there. So this for me is worth 4 points. The only advantage of me going here would be that Lacerda would earn 2 fewer points. If I came here though, I would still have 3 speech tokens left over, so I could get the maximum. So I think this is worth more to me. I can get the maximum 9 points because I've still got 3 speech tokens here. So I'll go there. She can listen to all the speech tokens that I have accumulated. Mr. Tortsy goes right to left. He's got 3 speech tokens. He gets the maximum of 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Mr. Lacerda, it's the first meeting, so he only got 1 speech token. Nothing else to say. Me. We know now that Mr. Tortsy is going to go here. I can't go here again. So we know he's getting 6 points no matter what. I haven't got a green car, so it'd be a bit pointless me going on there. They're not going to interact with my thing. Any of my cards, the most I can get is 4 points off of any of them. So I don't know that any of it particularly matters. I could go there and get nothing, just to stop them getting 4 points. Because Mr. Torts is going to come here and get 8 points. Is there a way of coming out of this positive? I'm not sure. Let's skip over full cards. I can come here. I've got a tested design. That's 4 points. Mr. Tortsy comes here. Sandra will still listen twice to his speech tokens. I lose 6 points. So then, I've got 2 more speech tokens. So what am I at now? -6. I've lost, haven't I? Whatever I do. Yeah, because I'm already at -6. And he is going to earn 8 points from this. I can go here and stop him. So he only earns 4 points. But that's me not earning 4 points from somewhere else. Yeah, all my cards only get me 4. Yeah, maybe should have done... I don't know what I could have done really that would have earned me a load of points though. It's a shame because the end of week meeting, I would now get a load of points for having these tested designs. But yeah, whatever I introduce, he is just ahead. So I can talk about that and get 4 points. He talks about that and gets 8 points. And I can talk about something else, whatever I choose to talk about. You have to introduce a card, you don't have to put a speech token on it. I would get 4 points for, so that's -6, basically. I mean, we can just try and get a score. Which pretends that the getting sacked rule isn't there. So that it just doesn't abruptly end. But yeah, it's too hard, basically. For me, anyway. I thought we were doing better than before. Yeah, that's only 3 upgraded designs. So, oh, that's 4 upgraded designs. It would just get me another speech token, though. There's no points for... I have achieved that, but there's no points for doing it. I would have this kind of sat at the side, because I can't have 5 at once, so it would now convert into a thing after the meeting. But yeah, I went for the option that got me points. I went for that got me points, and that got me points instead. But yeah, that's it, unfortunately. Yeah, the meeting... It's unfortunate that I think just because the upgrades we happen to do and the parts we happen to have when we could make a car made it so that we couldn't generate that blue car when we needed to. Getting that a turn earlier might have changed things because I don't know if we could have done anything about it. So the meeting would still have been triggered at the same time. They still would have done the same thing because Lacerda is just so ahead in certifications. And that one happened to be there. So I suppose that's another thing that I don't think it would have saved me ultimately in the end. But yeah, if he had taken the max multiplier on a card I didn't care about, rather than one of the ones that was my top scorers, I still scored 4 for it, but I could have scored 8. And yeah, he would have gone on something else. But yeah, Lacerda just gets so many certifications, which then every certification lets them take double actions. So I think, unfortunately, I mean, we can try again at some point. I can put it in the vote again and see if everyone still wants to see more of it. Try a successful attempt. But yeah, I tried a different way at it. I feel like I'm more certified than usual and got punished a lot less from Sandra. But yeah, another thing is they went really hard in that first week, just upgraded every design that they got. So lost 8 points from that, 8 points at the end of the week as well, and hadn't managed to get another car to be claimed. Maybe we could have done it differently and got that blue car. Maybe that was the thing to do. Or maybe it's just, I don't know, it can't just be too hard, can it? Because there are difficulty cards to make it harder. So it's possible in theory, but I don't know if it is by me. So yeah, well, I'll still try again one day. But generally, yeah, not just, I suppose, a combination of the easy, basic AI that is in the Gallerist and the achievable nature. Maybe Master Gallerist is too achievable now, but yeah, there doesn't seem to be. I don't know at what point. I'll have to click back on the playthrough and see what point I got sacked last time we tried this. But yeah, just everything they upgrade, and they just happen to do that constantly as well. Whereas I feel like the playthrough from before is similar as well, that they just never produced cars. They did ultimately in this after a long time. But that could really change things as well. If they produce cars earlier and you could get designs for them and try and snipe them, like in the multiplayer game. But yeah, they were just kind of leaving it to me again. It's just the way it goes sometimes, isn't it? But yeah, I'll, if I remember, remind me on. I'll put it in the vote again and maybe we'll have another go. Because the basic Kanban rules, they're just fixed in my head. And luckily we've got Tony's app to remind me of what the bot is supposed to do. But then, yeah, maybe keeping them out of R&D. Yeah, you just pick that every time that it's open early on. Maybe. Because yeah, they will skip the space, won't they? If you're in it, they will skip the space. Like Mr. Torsi will only go on the top and Lacerda will only go on the bottom. So if you're on one of them, the bots aren't going there. Maybe I should have done more of that. Well, there we go. Yeah, I need to remember that. But Kanban in the votes. There's some new arrivals as well that are pretty cool. What is there? I'm hoping Fuse Countdown is going to be here. I might not even put that in the vote and just do it because I'm so excited about more Fuse. But yeah, Manhattan Project Energy Empire, Cold War. I got that expansion last year and I think it came in a bit of a packed month and didn't get quite enough votes. I love Energy Empire. It is such a good game. Works so well solo as well. And yeah, I still haven't played that expansion. So I'm hoping that that'll get some good votes as well. What are the new things? We've got Distilled. What else arrived? We've got Skytear Horde, Fuse Countdown, Terra Mystica, potentially. I don't know if people are into that. I loved the solo mode in Gaia Project, and Ultima Factory have done one for Terra Mystica. I haven't played Terra Mystica for years and years and years. I think I played one multiplayer game before any expansions or anything. Yeah, meeting card luck probably as well. Like if they had if they had been switched around so that he would still get 8 points, but I would also be able to get 8 points, maybe, yeah, with a slightly different configuration of meeting cards, aside from anything else, we might have been able to scrape through with like 1 point. Maybe? I don't know. We'll see, though. I'm sure that if it's not next month, I'm sure it'll come back at some point. Luckily for me, Gallerist Addiction, Lacerda tend to do well coming back in the votes, even if they've been done before. But I think it's been quite a while since the original EV playthrough, so maybe it'll be back. Yeah, if I could have kept ahead on certifications, maybe. I don't think I could have got ahead of him, though, because he just raced ahead. I think he would get max of whatever this left one is. But it could have as well. Like, it could have just as easily been one of these one-time cards, where he would only get 4 points. So it would be annoying because maybe I'd be certified in that thing and you can't go on it at all. But also, like, that's a maximum of 4 for him. So that is a big difference if that was there and that was there. But, you know, talking about loads of variables and stuff now, aren't we? So there we go. That is, unfortunately, another sad defeat at the hands of Mr. Lacerda and Mr. Tortzy. We'll get there one day, maybe, but not today. Coming up on Sunday, there'll be a playthrough. I think El Dorado. It was supposed to come up a couple of weeks ago, but something else, yeah, there were circumstances. Something else had to go up that day instead. So yeah, there will be a playthrough from the archives, an unreleased playthrough. Well, will be released, of a great racing deck building game. But I think fairly recently had like a new look, right, and a reprint. Rainer Knizia's Road to El Dorado, Quest for El Dorado. I can't remember, I think it was slightly different in German when I had mine. So you can see me and Little Glass Marty race in that. And next week, I feel like there's gonna be, we need Hadrian's Wall before the month runs out. I think the next thing on the voting list is Mage Knight, which is a bit terrifying because I haven't played Mage Knight for ages and have probably forgotten big chunks of things. It's not the new version of it. I filmed it in whenever that came out. So I think 2017, and then it got lost, and then I found it again, and eventually found time to edit it and stuff. So it's a bit of a warning if you're not into handheld cameras. It's from the days before I had a camera statically situated. I think On Mars, did I win the On Mars expansion? I've only played that one module of the On Mars expansion, whichever one I did for the Kickstarter with the prototype. I think On Mars in general is harder, for me anyway, it's harder to get straight in my head of what I'm meant to be doing. Like, in terms of kind of, so I say, like, Gallerist is my favourite solo by far, but I think overall, Kanban is my favourite in multiplayer. But I think, didn't we win the On Mars expansion? So it's more possible. I don't know what I've done in the main base, the base game solo mode of On Mars. But yeah, I just think this is, like, it's good having that kind of threat, like it is in Weather Machine as well. But Weather Machine, is it more, it seems more achievable, but you don't know, is it more achievable, or does Weather Machine just click better? Like, does the strategy I need to beat these bots just not click in my head and I'm just not doing it right? I don't know. It might just be a bit of bad luck as well, and all the things that we've said. But I think, yeah, this seems like the hardest one to crack at the moment, because I haven't won it. And I think I've won the On Mars one at least once. I need to get that at some point and do that. And when's Beetle's next game? Inventions. I've got no word of if I'm going to be doing anything for that. I'd love to, but yeah, that would be cool, wouldn't it? So yeah, there's going to be Summit recording. Have I done any April Fool's Day jokes? I don't think so. We did, like, it wasn't supposed to, well, it kind of was a joke. There's a playthrough of Supermarket Sweep that, if you don't know, it was a quiz show. I think there was an American version originally. I think it's one of the things that we've nicked and did a version of. But there was a board game of it that I had. So Yeah, that was for the first anniversary, so it was in April. But yeah, there's a playthrough of Supermarket Sweep the board game with like a little joke intro that me and Paul Grogan did. So we did that, but I don't think like a specifically April Fool's Day thing. I tend to like avoid posting this or something in case it's like anything that gets posted on April the 1st. Like, well, this could be taken as a joke. Delay it to the 2nd. There is like in that folder as well. There is Ulm, which is a Euro game. I can't remember what we thought of it as well. It is a thing in the UK, yeah. I think maybe a bit less of a thing now, but it is a thing. Yeah, there's Ulm. There's a playthrough of that as well that maybe will see the light of day when I get time. And I can't remember what the game's called. There's this little pirate card game that I think Rach is in from the early days. But yeah, I don't know if the files are all in there. Sure, there's a first impressions for El Dorado as well. I have to watch back my opinions on something that I've got no memory of. Talking about, oh, when we played this happened, this happened. Don't remember any of what I've said. But hey, that'll be coming up on Sunday. And yeah, next week we'll have what's it, Mage Night at some point. That's probably going to have to be early afternoon or something, because haven't the previous streams gone on for like 3.5, 4 hours or something like that? Yeah, Mage Night, probably Hadrian's Wall, I think. And then it's not going to be a vote next week, is it? The vote will be the week after. Yeah, we'll see what there is. There's hopefully going to be some filming in the background. It's all going to be great. Thank you, everyone, though, for being here. For some Kanban, thank you for your help as well. I feel like we've made some progress. I think we've done more than we did in the previous playthroughs. I really like the Supermarket Sweep video. Well, not particularly the playthrough, because it's a board game of a TV show. They don't tend to be great, do they? I think it's a roll and move and then answer questions about kind of groceries, about supermarkets, really. You have to go around the aisles and collect things from the freeze department and stuff. As TV adaptations go, it's all right. It's not something that I can genuinely recommend. But I did do it as a serious playthrough. But the beginning bit I liked, where me and Paul did a little thing, and I think I hummed the theme tune and I made like a little intro video out of a load of clips and stuff. Yeah, when I've got an idea for something like that, I really like those. That's why I really like the GridCon video as well. It's just daft. It's not great for being informed about board games, but the video I made for the first GridCon, probably my favourite thing. Okay, GridCon as well. If anyone else is, in November, it's the only thing we've confirmed so far. But yes, thank you. So, oh yeah, the Supermarket Sweeps in the... Is that the link to Supermarket Sweep, Steve? I assume it is. Click on that and have a look if you want. But yes, if you would like to support the channel, there is Patreon, there is Ko-fi. It would be massively appreciated if you could help out, because it's how I'm able to do this. I do have Frostpunk. That's something I want to do as well. It's not going to be happening like in the next couple of weeks. So the biggest things are, yeah, Mage Night next week, and filming. That's what I'm going to be doing for the rest of the week. I am filming a playthrough, not like, I'm not going to be doing the whole thing. I'm filming a playthrough for Aeon Trespass Odyssey, which is big, fighting, dice rolling stuff. So yeah, that's going to be cool, but a great big one to do. But I do want to, as soon as I can in April, Frostpunk's behind schedule anyway. I don't want to forget about Frostpunk and Atiwa are the two things that are kind of been delayed, but February, all the Lost Voice month really got in the way of everything. Yeah, I think. Oh, it's harder than the video game. Yeah, I was expecting it to be pretty brutal, because I don't feel like, talking about getting sacked from somewhere early, the people of Frostpunk always turf me out pretty early. I'm sick of you being in charge. But the board game is harder than the video game. I didn't see Paul's stream, but Paul Grogan did a stream, and I saw in the description that it mentioned like there were easier difficulty cards that he was playing with. So I'll have to check that out. I'll ask him what's going on. But yeah, Frostpunk will be coming up. I haven't put it back in the vote again, because it's one that like I just need to do that, rather than like leave it up to chance. Yeah, ungrateful, I thought, the people of Frostpunk. I've tried my hardest. Not my fault. They don't know everything that goes on running everything, do they? I saw how long it was as well. That's something, speaking of like Mage Night potentially being a long stream, it worried me that like Frostpunk could have to be really early as well if it's going to be that long. But we'll see, won't we, in the coming times. Thank you everyone for being here though, and I will see you. Well, check out on Monday. I'll post when the streams are going to be on Patreon and elsewhere as well. And yeah, there'll be at least a couple of streams and probably a load of filming and stuff in the background. We've got a bit of Marty as well. He's kind of on camera, isn't he? He likes to move around a lot. I need one of them tracking cameras. Just to, oh, there we go. Probably a good time to leave it. Thank you everyone for being here, and I'll see you all very, very soon. Bye, bye, bye.